G'day everyone, Paul Daniels here and another daily fix. Doing something a little bit different again tonight. Instead of a computer or an iPhone, we're actually got ourselves one of these things, which is, I don't even know what brand it is. I think it's a ZTE, but it's not charging, and I think I know why, because on the side of it, well, that's not going to focus, but anyway, the culprit can be seen on the end here. Looks like the charge ports come out. So we're going to have to dig in there, see if we can make things better. Yeah, kind of wondering why they don't just get an external charge or something, but anyway, we'll see what we can do. Well, we've got a new battery in there from somewhere. Let's see, wow, big old sims in these ones. Dig deep and find a spudger. Let's get that out. It can be fun trying to open these up. So where are the screws? Yeah, people complain about iPhones being difficult to open, things like that. But yeah, it's at least I've actually got screws and stuff. There we go, we've got hidden ones in this. I need to get a container, I think. Right, that should help us not lose parts. So we've got another one here. Yes, we've got two more down here. Take a few seconds to look around and all of a sudden they show up. Well, they are bouncy. Bouncy. I wonder how many more we're going to have. What about you? That feels like you could be one. Can't imagine we'd be lucky enough to only have 4. That's probably a security. Right, now I'm going to have to look under the microscope and see what these are. Phillips. Junk. More junk. Phillips. Ew, why are you wet in there? That's just not nice at all. Antenna connector. Alright. Yeah, I'm suspecting there is a... yeah, there it is. Sorry, buddy, but void, if removed, is no longer legal. Or not that it ever was, I think. Should be able to get those out pretty quick smart. Yeah, so we've got a plastic clip there on the wall. And this looks like it just clamps over when you're ready to put it in, and yeah, we're right. The damn tracks have come off. Oh my goodness. Well, we've got access to one. There's the little vias for the others, so this is going to be this is going to be a nice challenge. So yeah, you can see the little vias there. It might be easier if we find out where they go to and run some wires to there. By now there's probably a lot of people sort of going, what's the frickin' point of repairing this? Just get a new one. Yeah, put a battery in, get a new one. Bob's your uncle. But then, where's the fun in that? Where is the fun in that? I suppose the fun in that is not wasting your time and money. But it's Friday night. Come on. Let's do something fun. Alright, so this is joined together. Oh, that's going to be fun. It's going to be fun because I obviously can't heat that up too much. I mean, we do have a fair bit of distance there. But we do... we've got this plastic here. Can we get this off? It's bonded on with adhesive. See this here? And I probably shouldn't be touching the screen too much. Might just help if I put some protective over it. Let's see, what have I got? That should about do the trick nicely. Okay, so we've just tacked it down with a couple of pieces of Captain tape, and that'll stop me scratching up the surface. Well, it looks like hot air is going to be out of this, which is really going to be annoying because I've got to really try and get the solder out of those. And because I can't get this off effectively, it looks like there's... yeah, I'm getting tempted to pull it off, but I'm worried that... I'm really worried that the force I use will cause damage. Let's try a little corner and see what happens. No, I can already feel that's going to be more trouble. So this is definitely going to be a delicate solder job. We may cause some damage around here, but hopefully not too much. The main trick is going to be getting those vias back to life. We can deal with this. We can deal with the mount points easy enough. I mean, that's relative, but yeah. The other thing we have to be careful about is not to flood those contact switches as membrane switches. If we get junk under them, then the keyboard becomes basically useless. And it probably won't take much in the way of wicking of liquid to get under there. So we've got a fair few things to keep in mind here. Alright, let's see what we can do. Extractor on. I'm just putting letter down into all these holes, make it easier for me to get them out. Because this is a moderately delicate sort of area, I am using a fresh piece of wick each time to make sure that I get the maximum draw out of the hole each time. Last thing you want to do is, if your wick gets stuck, last thing you want to do is just rip it off while it's still stuck. Give it time to heat back up again. Under these circumstances, normally what I would be using is hot air to help us through. But we do not really have that option here. The reason being is that on the other side... Man, that is really disgusting. I should actually clean that up myself directly. Toothpick for our flux. Okay. Let's see if we can have any luck. There's some nasty looking junk in there. Seen similar things on medical shows. Alright. We've still got the issue, of course, with these top ones not being cleared out. Now, that could be a little bit tricky because you might not be able to see it on this, but directly on the other side is actually the white plastic membrane. So it looks like I'm going to be inhibited from going through all the way. Oh well. Alright, so let's dig for these vias. Let's see if we have any luck bringing them up. For that I'm going to need to get a new X-Acto knife. This one's broken its tip. Let me fair warn you now, if you do not have a good fume extractor, do not try this sort of long screw damage or trace damage type repair scenario, because it creates a lot of fiberglass dust and you will breathe that in. Fair warning. This one up here shouldn't be a real problem. We're just going to have to come back to about there and then, whoops, run it in. Let's see if we can put some nubs on that and go that way. Huge blob of flux. Have you dab like a fairy wand. Shouldn't be any problem putting nubs on these. As long as I wait for the iron to heat up, of course. What I would ideally like though is to see if those vias did actually go to the traces below. Yeah, there's definitely very distinct traces down there. Don't be a cheapskate, make sure you use a nice new blade. Now I think we can be 99% sure. My goodness, I am bending that poor trace to death there. I think we'll be 99% sure that is connected, but let's verify it. Oh, in continuity diode mode. And that's a good positive. Definitely one thing about this new multimeter that I've got is the continuity mode is brilliantly fast. It doesn't leave you sitting there going, oh, is that really making contact, or is that just sheer luck, or what? No, it straight away says, bam, your continuity is there. Okay, flaking up again. Do not like it when it flakes up like that, because the stuff just goes, fiberglass fibers just go flying everywhere. Yep, here we go again. Let's dab it with our flux wand, aka toothpick. Try to get some solder down there. It's looking good enough. Now we're going to put some wire on there. We're going to cheat a little bit. And try and drop some paste in there, for goodness sake, get in there. Go. Well, I'd certainly consider that dubious at best. Alright, we're going to see now whether we can even salvage this connector. Seems like a complete trash case. What a mess. Alright, first test. The orientation's right. Yes. We do not have pins in the back though. Like, for the mounting. That's okay actually in this case, because there are still going to be pads there, so we can actually solder to the pad. They'll be fine, they'll be fine. Let's see. The alignment of the center pins mounting points is good. The styling is... yeah, what are the chances? This is definitely not even for this phone. This is for an Aptera R3 Tough phone. Well, we got lucky. Astoundingly lucky. And that was the first one I pulled out of my bag. Okay, width looks like we could have a problem here. Couldn't be that lucky, eh? Let's have a look. Yeah. See the splay, the gap between that and that is greater than that and that. Now I suppose we could sort of go, well, can we just flatten these out and do the same thing? And I suppose we could. But I'm going to rely on this being a sloppy sort of fitting case anyway. So I'm going to just tack the sucker down like this. Wish me luck. It's factionally skewed, but not too bad. Alright, now comes the fun part, getting these individual tracks. At least with this connector I've got half a chance because I can see what I'm doing. Flux. Gotta have flux. They look really bad right now, but I'll add more flux and clean them up. It's just really tricky because I want to get the heat onto the pin and not the... it keeps touching the chassis. This is definitely where hot air is vastly better. I'm just not sure I can get it down in there without causing more damage. Guess I can give it a whirl. Would have been fine if this SIM tray wasn't in the way. We're going to start by trying ourselves at, this is 420 and only 20 litres of air. See if I can really get in there and just, those, straight away those contacts are going. Am I going to have to sacrifice those just to get into here? We'll drop the air right down. And at 10 litres. Alright, combo technique. That being whereby I rely on the hot air to give me the extra heat I need to get the pins to conduct. And we've got a nice short, a bridge rather. This is really a mess. So we're in deep. We're just gonna have to keep on swimming. Trying to see if I can secure those back pins. These ones here, because we don't have a lot of mechanical grip here. Hold. Well, that is absolutely far from great, but I am hoping it's good enough. See if we can get that washed down a bit. Remember, we can't have too much washing, otherwise we'll get fluid into the areas we don't want fluid to go. I would really like to touch up those the solder. There's a couple of points there that there just wasn't enough flux around during the flow, and yeah, I feel less than great about it. But I think I have to be realistic here. Due to the positioning and everything, I should take the win that I have and be happy for that. I need to put down some green over conformal coating over this, just at the ends here, stop things jumping around. That there's a little loose, but it's okay. You notice that there's no actual copper plane there, so that's okay. Not sure how rigid this is. A little scared to try it, in all honesty. Seems acceptable. Certainly not the greatest, but hopefully it gets things back up on the road. Alright, looks like we got a win. Okay, so we got lucky, we got it working in spite of all the damage that was there. I mean, to be fair, it wasn't that bad, the damage, but it was enough to cause some trouble. Very lucky that we had a USB micro connector that was reasonably close. I think folding out the legs on the underside was the key to making everything work then. It was only about 0.5 millimeter out, but it was enough to make a difference. And yeah, anyone who's dealt with USB sockets before knows that there just seems to be an unlimited supply of different variances that you can never seem to keep stock of. So sometimes you have to trim them up and get them to fit. Was that worth doing? Probably not. I was stupid enough not to find out from the person whether they actually already had their own data already backed up. I'm assuming not. As far as I can tell, they just simply wanted it to be working again well enough that they can take it back out in the field. What I'm going to tell them is that, yeah, it's working, it's a bit dubious, back up your stuff, and then maybe look at another one later, or swap over to another one and use this one as a backup. I will probably put some hot glue or silicon or something just to hold that connector in a little bit more steady. It was unfortunate that we had to melt those black plastic end bits a little bit. It was a bit of a, how could you say, it was a bit of a choice between that or trying to take that plastic frame off the assembly, the whole phone. But the trouble is, because it was double-sided taped on there and it was fairly strong, I think I would have caused more damage trying to get it off to do the job. Certainly having that SIM tray there, that was a real major pain. Even with the JSO2, there was not a lot of room in there. Would I call that a good job overall? No, I wouldn't. Would I be, under normal circumstances, happy to send that out of the workshop? Not really. It's more a case of, okay, look, this is the last desperate attempt, so yeah, the person just, it's a bit of an old phone, just get it working. If that was, say, on a Mac or an iPhone that need to go out on a daily basis, then no, I probably wouldn't let it go out like that. I just don't feel like I have a lot of options there. If I get in there and try to make things perfect, then I'm probably going to make things actually a lot worse. So we're going to leave it at that. It's working now, it's charging. I will secure up that connector best I can, clean up the rest of the phone. There's a lot of junk in there, so get that all cleared up. And hopefully the person will be able to use it for a while yet. But sometimes you just get these situations. Realistically, it probably would have been cheaper to just buy a new phone and transfer the data across. But this is what we had on hand, and I didn't know what else they might be wanting to do. I didn't know how much these phones are worth. Maybe they are worth a couple of $100, I don't know. Sometimes you get these jobs come in, you know they're not really profitable to do, but if you don't have anything else on your queue, then yeah, it's fun for a little bit of a challenge. It was always going to be hard because it got broken off, tore the pads off it. It was an awkward size, awkward positioning, but yeah, sometimes you do this to get a bit of a skill experience. So I'm going to leave it at that. Until next time, I'll catch you later.